Tesla once ruled the EV market with no real competition, but now affordable electric cars from BYD, Hyundai, and even Ford are flooding the market. Is this a threat to Tesla's dominance, or actually the best thing that could happen to Elon Musk's empire? Let's break it down. The affordable EV revolution. The rise of affordable electric vehicles, EVs, is reshaping the automotive landscape and poses a significant challenge to Tesla's long-held dominance in the EV market. For years, Tesla positioned itself as the vanguard of electric mobility, capturing market share with innovative technology, sleek designs, and a powerful brand narrative centered around sustainability and cutting-edge performance. However, as legacy automakers like Ford, General Motors, Hyundai, and Volkswagen, along with emerging competitors in China, such as BYD and NIO, ramp up production of more budget-friendly electric models, consumers are now presented with a growing array of choices that undercut Tesla's price points without necessarily sacrificing quality or performance. These vehicles often benefit from local manufacturing incentives, government subsidies, and rapidly improving battery technology that reduces costs while extending range and efficiency. As competition intensifies, Tesla is being forced to reevaluate its pricing strategies, profit margins, and product differentiation. While Tesla still maintains an edge in software, autonomous driving features, and its supercharger network, the affordability gap is narrowing. This democratization of EVs is expanding the market overall, but also eroding Tesla's exclusivity, putting pressure on the company to innovate faster, diversify its lineup beyond the aging Model 3 and Model Y, and potentially shift toward more mass-market solutions to stay ahead. The company's response to this wave of competition, be it through the long-promised affordable Tesla model, expansion of its energy products, or strategic partnerships, will ultimately determine whether it can retain its leadership role in a market it helped create. Is Tesla losing its edge? As competition in the electric vehicle (EV) market heats up and new technologies emerge at a rapid pace, a growing question looms large. Is Tesla losing its edge? Once heralded as the undisputed innovator in EVs, Tesla now finds itself in a far more crowded and complex arena, where its early advantages in battery tech, software, and charging infrastructure are being challenged on multiple fronts. Legacy automakers have caught up in areas where Tesla once stood alone, offering high-performance EVs with competitive range, features, and price tags, often paired with better build quality and customer service. Two areas where Tesla continues to face criticism. Meanwhile, Chinese manufacturers like BYD are aggressively expanding with cost-effective, technologically advanced models that are gaining traction in key markets, including Europe. Even Tesla's prized autopilot and full self-driving software, once viewed as industry-leading, has been scrutinized over safety concerns and regulatory setbacks, eroding confidence in one of the company's key differentiators. Internally, Tesla's product lineup has begun to show signs of aging. The Model S and Model X are no longer industry benchmarks, and delays in releasing new vehicles like the Cybertruck and a long-promised affordable model have frustrated investors and fans alike. At the same time, Elon Musk's increasingly controversial public persona and shifting focus, particularly toward ventures like X, formerly Twitter, and SpaceX, have raised concerns about leadership focus and stability. While Tesla remains a formidable force, buoyed by brand loyalty, global infrastructure, and software integration, the once clear gap between it and the rest of the EV world is narrowing. Whether the company can reignite its spark of disruption or risks being outpaced by hungrier, more agile competitors is the defining challenge of its next chapter. Why this could actually help Tesla? Despite rising concerns that Tesla is losing its dominant grip on the electric vehicle market, the explosion of affordable EVs and increased competition could, paradoxically, play to Tesla's advantage. As the overall EV ecosystem grows, so too does awareness, adoption, and infrastructure investment, all of which benefit the early leaders like Tesla. The company's first-mover status has already given it significant advantages in areas like manufacturing scale, battery supply chains, and software capabilities. A broader EV marketplace introduces more customers to electric driving, and once they're in the ecosystem, Tesla remains one of the most attractive and trusted options. As more people transition from gas-powered cars, Tesla can leverage its experience, reliability, and strong brand recognition to convert curious first-time EV buyers into long-term Tesla loyalists. Rather than being drowned out, Tesla stands to thrive in a rising tide that lifts all electric ships. More EVs equals more charging demand. One of Tesla's most underestimated assets is its vast supercharger network, which is widely considered the most reliable and expansive EV charging system in the world. As more EVs hit the road, regardless of brand, the demand for fast, accessible charging infrastructure will explode. Tesla's recent move to open up parts of its charging network to non-Tesla vehicles positions the company as a critical utility provider in the EV era. This shift transforms Tesla from simply a car maker into a charging and energy services company, potentially unlocking new revenue streams and making the brand indispensable to EV adoption as a whole. Whether someone owns a Ford, a Hyundai, or a BYD, they may still end up relying on Tesla's infrastructure, turning competition into customers and reinforcing Tesla's relevance in a diversifying market. Tesla's brand power. Even as more automakers enter the EV race, Tesla's brand remains one of the most powerful in the automotive world. It symbolizes innovation, sustainability, and futuristic thinking, a reputation that continues to resonate deeply with consumers. While competitors may offer cheaper models or traditional dealership experiences, Tesla offers something less tangible but arguably more valuable: a lifestyle. People don't just buy Teslas for transport. They buy into a vision of the future, backed by sleek design, continuous software updates, and a tight-knit community of enthusiasts. That brand cachet gives Tesla resilience against short-term competitive pressures and keeps demand strong, even when other EVs offer similar specs. In an increasingly commoditized EV market, brand identity and emotional appeal could be Tesla's most durable advantage. FSD and AI edge. Where Tesla may continue to outpace the competition is in the realm of software, especially its full self-driving FSD system and broader AI ambitions. While others are experimenting with autonomous technology through expensive LiDAR systems and geo-fenced environments, Tesla is pushing a vision-based approach at a global scale. With millions of real-world miles feeding its neural networks daily, Tesla is building what could become the most sophisticated real-time driving AI in existence. Though its FSD technology has yet to reach full autonomy, its iterative improvement and frequent over-the-air updates keep Tesla vehicles ahead in terms of intelligence and innovation. Moreover, Tesla's work in AI and Dojo, its custom training supercomputer, extends beyond cars and positions the company as a future tech powerhouse. If Tesla cracks autonomy before anyone else, its edge could become insurmountable, turning today's perceived struggles into tomorrow's triumphs. The big question: so, is the rise of affordable EVs good or bad for Tesla? As the electric vehicle market becomes more crowded with budget-friendly options, many are left wondering whether this trend spells trouble or opportunity for Tesla. The answer, like most things in a rapidly evolving industry, isn't black and white. It's a nuanced story that unfolds differently in the short term versus the long term, with each timeline offering both risks and rewards. Tesla, once the lone disruptor, is now navigating a maturing market full of players who have learned from its successes and are eager to carve out their own space. But rather than being a fatal blow, the rise of affordable EVs might be exactly what Tesla needs to evolve from being just an automaker to becoming the backbone of the electric future. Short term. In the short term, the wave of affordable EVs presents real challenges for Tesla. Price-sensitive consumers who may have once stretched to buy a Tesla now have solid alternatives from competitors, many of whom offer incentives, better warranties, or lower initial costs. This could lead to slowing sales growth, tighter margins, and more pressure on Tesla's core lineup, especially the aging Model 3 and Model Y. It also means Tesla must work harder to maintain its market share in regions like Europe and China, where competitors are particularly aggressive. However, Tesla's ability to lower prices due to its efficient manufacturing, along with its direct-to-consumer model and software advantages, gives it flexibility many traditional automakers don't have. The short-term hit may be more of a growing pain than a crisis, uncomfortable, but not catastrophic. Long-term, the story shifts dramatically. As EV adoption accelerates globally, the total addressable market for electric vehicles is expanding rapidly. Tesla, as a household name with a head start in infrastructure, AI, and brand trust, is positioned to benefit from this rising tide. More EVs on the road mean more demand for charging, something Tesla can monetize through its supercharger network and energy products. More mainstream EV adoption also normalizes the concept of electric driving, reducing the educational burden Tesla once carried alone. If Tesla successfully launches a truly affordable vehicle in the coming years, it could dominate the mass market just as it did the premium space. Add to that its progress in autonomous driving, robotics, and energy storage, and Tesla's long-term value may not just be as a car company, but as a tech ecosystem at the heart of a cleaner, smarter world. Tesla's price war, desperation, or strategy. Tesla's aggressive price cuts over the past year have sparked a heated debate. Is the company acting out of desperation in the face of rising competition, or is this part of a calculated strategy to dominate the EV market for the long haul? On the surface, slashing prices might look like a sign of weakness, a reaction to slowing demand and shrinking market share. But dig deeper, and a more strategic narrative begins to emerge. Tesla isn't just cutting prices to move inventory. It's using its operational efficiency, vertical integration, and massive production scale to undercut competitors and squeeze them out of the game before they can gain a foothold. In an industry where most legacy automakers still lose money on EVs, Tesla can afford to play the long game. It's betting that by lowering prices now and driving volume, it can expand its customer base, boost economies of scale, and stay several moves ahead of the competition. Model Y price cuts up to 30%. One of the most striking moves came with the Model Y, Tesla's best-selling vehicle globally. In some markets, prices dropped by as much as 30% compared to early 2023 levels. These aren't small discounts. They represent thousands of dollars in savings for buyers, making a previously premium vehicle suddenly competitive with much more affordable alternatives. By doing this, Tesla forced the entire market to respond, dragging prices down across the board. It also opened the door for more buyers who had been priced out of Tesla's ecosystem, effectively democratizing access to the brand while keeping competitors scrambling to adjust. The Model Y went from a luxury choice to a mainstream EV leader almost overnight. Profit margins took a hit. Naturally, this aggressive pricing came at cost. Tesla's once industry-leading profit margins have taken a noticeable hit, dropping below the lofty numbers it had posted during the pandemic-fueled demand surge. Investors initially reacted with concern, questioning whether the company was sacrificing its financial health to maintain market share. But even with slimmer margins, Tesla remains more profitable than most EV competitors, thanks to its lean manufacturing, lack of dealership overhead, and high-margin software features. The real question is whether short-term margin compression is worth the long-term dominance Tesla is aiming for. And if history is any guide, Elon Musk is no stranger to playing the long game. But it worked. Despite the concerns, Tesla's price war has largely done what it set out to do: boost sales and retain its position as the top EV seller in many key markets. Lower prices drove record deliveries in multiple quarters and helped Tesla stay ahead, even as the EV field became more crowded. While competitors struggled to move inventory, Tesla was able to keep its factories humming and continue scaling production. In the process, it solidified its role not just as an innovator, but as a volume leader. The price war may not have pleased everyone on Wall Street, but from a strategic standpoint, it kept Tesla in the driver's seat of a fast-moving industry and made it even harder for others to catch up. The Chinese EV invasion. Should Tesla be scared? The rise of Chinese electric vehicle, EV, manufacturers has quickly shifted from a regional trend to a global force, and it's forcing Tesla to pay close attention. Once comfortably ahead of the pack, Tesla now finds itself up against a wave of well-funded, technologically advanced, and increasingly international Chinese competitors. These brands aren't just building cheap cars. They're developing sleek, feature-rich models with competitive range, high-tech interiors, and prices that undercut nearly everyone in the market. The question isn't whether Chinese EV makers are coming. It's how fast and how far they'll go. For Tesla, especially in markets like China and Europe, where these brands are rapidly expanding, the pressure is on. Should Tesla be scared? Maybe not scared, but definitely on alert. BYD's growth is insane. 3 million EVs in 2023 versus Tesla's 1.8 M. The most obvious threat is BYD, which has gone from a local Chinese automaker to a global EV juggernaut. In 2023 alone, BYD delivered over 3 million electric vehicles, eclipsing Tesla's 1.8 million and becoming the top EV producer by volume. This growth isn't just about raw numbers. BYD is vertically integrated like Tesla, with its own battery technology and a supply chain that allows it to keep costs low while scaling aggressively. It's also expanding internationally at a breathtaking pace, launching in Europe, Latin America, and Southeast Asia. For Tesla, which has long leaned on its China operations for growth and profitability, BYD's rise threatens not just market share, but also its cost advantage. Chinese brands like NIO, XPeng, and Li Auto are improving rapidly. Beyond BYD, other Chinese automakers like NIO, XPeng, and Li Auto are evolving fast, shedding earlier quality concerns and pushing into premium segments. These companies are innovating in areas like battery swapping, advanced driver assistance systems, and futuristic cockpit experiences, with user interfaces and smart features that can rival or even outshine Tesla's. Their designs are sharper, their software is getting smarter, and their global ambitions are becoming clearer. Tesla's dominance in tech and brand appeal is being directly challenged in China and potentially in other markets where these up-and-comers are expanding. It's no longer a given that Tesla is the aspirational EV choice, especially for younger, tech-savvy buyers. Tariffs and trade wars. Will the US and Europe block them? One of the biggest wild cards in this global EV chess match is politics. As Chinese EVs gain ground, Western governments are grappling with how to respond. The US has already enacted strict tariffs and regulations that make it nearly impossible for Chinese EVs to compete directly on American soil, at least for now. Europe, where Chinese EVs are making fast inroads, is under mounting pressure to do the same. Potential trade barriers, anti-dumping investigations, and tariff hikes could slow down the Chinese invasion, giving Tesla and local automakers some breathing room. But these protections won't last forever. If Chinese brands manage to localize production or partner with global OEMs, they could find ways around restrictions. Tesla may benefit in the short term from these geopolitical barriers, but the long-term strategy will need to focus on staying ahead through innovation, not just insulation. The $25,000 Tesla mystery, will it ever happen? For years, Tesla has teased the idea of an affordable, mass-market electric vehicle, often referred to as the $25,000 Tesla. It's a promise that has hovered on the horizon since Elon Musk first hinted at it in 2020, sparking massive excitement among fans and analysts alike. A truly low-cost Tesla could reshape the entire auto industry, making EVs accessible to the mainstream and pushing adoption to new heights. But as of now, it remains just that, a promise. With no official launch date, specs, or even confirmation that it's in active production, many are beginning to wonder, will it ever actually happen? And if it does, will it arrive in time to make the impact Tesla once envisioned? Rumors say 2025, but Tesla keeps delaying. Speculation around the $25,000 Tesla has pointed to a possible 2025 release, but Tesla's track record with deadlines is, well, less than perfect. From a semi-truck to the Cybertruck, major projects have faced years of delays, and the affordable model seems to be following the same uncertain path. In recent earnings calls, Elon Musk has mentioned future vehicles and a new manufacturing platform, but he's remained vague on timelines. Some reports even suggest the company may shift focus to a robotaxi version of the low-cost car instead of a traditional consumer model, further muddying expectations. While Tesla likely has the technology and manufacturing prowess to build it, the question is whether it's still a priority, and if internal shifts and external pressures will delay it beyond relevance. BYD already sells $10,000 EVs. Tesla might be too late. Meanwhile, the competition isn't waiting. China's BYD and other automakers are already producing compact EVs at astonishingly low prices, some even under $10,000. Granted, those ultra-cheap models aren't necessarily comparable in terms of range or features, but they're good enough for many urban drivers, especially in developing markets. BYD is rapidly scaling and improving its low-end offerings, and it's proving that affordability doesn't have to come at the expense of volume or growth. If Tesla doesn't move soon, it risks losing the first-time EV buyer segment to Chinese brands that are already delivering. The longer Tesla waits, the harder it becomes to position its $25,000 model as revolutionary rather than reactionary. Could it be a game changer, or too little, too late? There's no denying that a $25,000 Tesla, if it arrives with compelling range, software, and access to Tesla's ecosystem, could be a game changer. It would open up the brand to a whole new demographic, dramatically increase sales volume, and potentially secure Tesla's dominance in a future where affordability is key. But every delay chips away at that potential impact. If the car doesn't hit the market until 2026 or beyond, it may enter a very different competitive landscape, one where price wars are fiercer, brand loyalty is more fractured, and regulatory timelines are tighter. Ultimately, the $25,000 Tesla still holds massive promise, but Tesla is running out of time to turn that promise into reality. The future of Tesla, EV maker or tech giant. As Tesla continues to expand beyond its original mission of making electric cars cool, it's increasingly clear that the company's future may not lie in just being an automaker, but in becoming a full-blown tech giant. While it's easy to view Tesla through the lens of vehicles and delivery numbers, the company is quietly building an ecosystem that touches transportation, energy, artificial intelligence, and infrastructure. Whether it's through robot access, AI-driven automation, or dominating the EV charging landscape, Tesla is positioning itself to lead in multiple industries simultaneously. The real question isn't whether Tesla will survive the coming waves of competition. It's whether it will evolve into something far bigger than a car company. Robot access, full self-driving. If it works, Tesla could dominate mobility. At the center of Tesla's long-term vision is full self-driving FSD, a project Elon Musk believes could redefine personal transportation and create a new mobility platform. If Tesla can pull it off, its vehicles could shift from products to services, generating recurring revenue through a global robotaxi fleet. Imagine a world where your Tesla drives you to work, then spends the day autonomously earning income by ferrying others around. While FSD has faced delays, criticism, and regulatory hurdles, Tesla is collecting billions of miles of real-world driving data, giving it a significant AI training advantage. If autonomy reaches true level 4 or 5 capability, Tesla could leapfrog not only automakers, but ride-sharing companies like Uber and Lyft, completely transforming how we think about vehicle ownership and urban mobility. Energy and AI, Powerwalls, Optimus robots, and Dojo supercomputers.